Good afternoon. Have you ever seen the movie Rio or seen pictures of Carnival? If you have, then you've seen the animated version of the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro, and you've heard of Brazil's most famous holiday, Carnival. Having seen both the movie Rio and seeing images of Carnival in the news, really piqued my interest in Brazil. And what I learned while researching for this speech about Brazil, quite frankly, surprised me because I really had no background knowledge on Brazil before this speech. My goal today, though, will be to tell you about the many different cultures that come together and really just blend together to form Brazil's culture and what Brazil is today. First thing I want to talk about is the different groups in Brazil. Brazil, like the United States, is made up of many different groups of people from all over the world. Major groups that make up Brazil's population are of European, mulatto, Mestizo, African, and Indian descent. While most of these groups were not originally in Brazil, they over time have come to Brazil. Next thing I want to talk about is the history of Brazil's diverse culture. Before the Portuguese arrived by ship in the year 1500, hundreds of Native American tribes lived in the area that would be modern-day Brazil. Not much is really known about Brazil before the year 1500 or about the natives, really what they were doing in Brazil, other than the fact that they settled the area after crossing the Bering Sea ice bridge. The other groups of people have immigrated to Brazil over the years for better opportunities. The third thing I want to talk about is how the different cultures form the Brazilian culture and what Brazil is today. In Brazil, race really hasn't been a big issue like it was for the United States and for Europe. This made it easier to share cultural beliefs and just beliefs in general. But instead of racism being the issue in Brazil, they had the issue between the rich and the poor. An example of this relationship is the origin of Carnival, which started off in the 18th century as Intruda, which was the Portuguese immigrants' ways of mocking the rich by dressing like them and acting like them. The next thing I want to talk about is the foods of Brazil. Some examples of foods from Brazil include barbecued meat, eating avocados with sugar and or honey, paio de gallo, feijoada, and a drink called cacha. Paio de gallo is a cheese and bread ball mix made from tapioca flours, cheese from the state of Minas Gerais, and eggs. And Minas Gerais is right here on the map. Feijoada is a stew made from black beans, pork, and sausages. And this is a picture of it right here. Cacha is an alcoholic beverage made from fermented sugarcane juice, mint, limes, pineapple, and pineapple juice. Next thing I want to talk about is the major exports of Brazil, which the main exports of Brazil are well-known things that you may not have even known came from Brazil. According to Santier, the major exports of Brazil are soybeans, petroleum oils, iron ore, maize, which is a type of corn, and chemical wood pulp. The next thing I want to talk about is traditions and festivals. Traditions play a massive role in the development of societies, and that includes Brazil as well. Since Brazil is so massive and diverse, it borrows traditions from all over the world and blends them and makes it their own. An example of this would be Carnival. Carnival is a 4-day celebration before Lent, which combines the celebration of people of African ancestry and the Roman Catholic festival to create Brazil's most well-known holiday. And this is a picture of Carnival from 2016. As I mentioned earlier, Carnival started as the poor making fun of the rich, but is influenced by the vibrant culture of the poor and mixing of the cultural traditions together, which is transformed into making a flashy and gaudy celebration, kind of like Mardi Gras, but much larger scale. In conclusion, the different cultures, major exports, foods, traditions, and festivals all create the Brazil that we have seen today. I hope you enjoyed the history and culture of Brazil as much as I do. Brazil is a country of many backgrounds, which makes it an interesting culture to learn about. Thank you.